Welcome to our Work Together Wednesday Community Lab number 8. We're talking about the slow death of personal development today. My name is Michelle Reinhardt. I am your host and the founder of the group Entrepreneurs Globally Unite on Facebook and the CEO of A Million Dollar Mindset, Intuitive Mindset and Energy Coach, online home business specialist. That's a mouthful. You're here joined with the beautiful community member, Madonna Robinson. She is our spotlight guest today, and we have her for the next 30 minutes as a mindset magic coach. Madonna, hello.
Hello, how are you? Very pleased to be here finally. We had a few hiccups, but it's all systems go now.
I have you now. So, Andy, would you please jump in and give yourself an intro for us so we know what you do and how awesome you are?
Definitely can. First of all, thank you, Michelle, for letting me be part of this great initiative. Welcome, Madonna. I am Andienoon, the director and the creative director and the founder of Scruffy Dog Studio, which is a digital media and design studio, and I specialize in branding, website design and development, SEO, and app design and development. And I run this business with my husband. We are a very spiritually motivated team and very heart-centered. So basically the clients we work with has to be in the same sort of mindset to work with us. But enough about me. I think we should get started with Madonna and the awesome pearls of wisdom that she's about to share with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andy. So Madonna works with solopreneurs and a home-based business owner to help them develop the mindset required to become successful in their business. She teaches them the tools to move beyond the barriers of success so they can tap into their true potential. Madonna is a personal development consultant and mindset coach, a level 3 EFT practitioner, trained in matrix re-imprinting, certified life coach, NLP master, holds certificate 4 in small business manager, workplace training and assessment, as well as a Bachelor of Arts degree in humanities and a diploma of education. What a woman. Unbelievable. Madonna, I'm excited. I am so excited. Is there anything you'd like to elaborate on before we launch into some questions?
Sure. I just really like to say what the overall theme of today is. And I see so many women going into business now who are so positive and enthusiastic, and they start out with this rush of energy and they plod along, and nothing much really happens. And they've been really positive, and that's what they've been told to do, and they're showing gratitude and they're doing all the right things, and then they start to say, well, this law of attraction thing, it sucks. It doesn't really work for me. But what they don't understand, the law of attraction does work. It's working perfectly. It's just that we sort of need to know what the law of alignment means. And that means that inside of us, we're carrying some old programming, some old stories, which personal development often doesn't get onto because it's most personal development stuff sort of up here at the surface level. And so people find they're not getting the results they want. And they say, well, I've done all this personal development. What's wrong with me? Well, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just that we need to go deeper, and it's time we start doing that now. So that's basically what today's about.
Yeah, I could not agree more, Madonna. I absolutely agree.
Is that your experience?
I feel that our world has changed and shifted so much, particularly in the last 10 to 15 years. And we need to catch up with that because it's actually different now to what it was then. Things are moving much quicker, and we can actually develop personally much faster now than ever before.
And at a far deeper level, which is what we really need to do.
Yeah. So let's dive straight into this, Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it start for you in terms of personal development?
Oh dear, probably almost 30 years ago. And it was because my life was so dysfunctional. If you go to my website and read my story, you'll see the sort of background that I came from with all the limitations and the depression and the anxiety and everything that I carried with me with bad relationships and, you name it, I had it. And so I basically started looking at, well, what can I do about this? So it really started then. And the first probably 10 years was really only reading. and thinking I was getting personally developed. And I started to realise over time that even though I knew all this stuff in my head, it wasn't enough to change what happened out there for me. And I had to go further within and start pulling out some of those old stories and healing some of those old wounds and letting go of some of the trauma. So it was more going inward than just going to personal development programs, which I did anyway, and they're great, but they weren't enough for me. And I suspect they're not enough for most women. Right?
Yeah. I love that you said that, because people are out there looking for answers, and the answers
are inside. Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, and
but we all avoid that part because we think it's scary.
Yes.
And
I just one question for you, Madonna. Well, like it's a question you've already been asked. What was the defining point in that case? Because I mean, you know, you mentioned that you already knew that the stuff was inside you, and I think that is applicable to a lot of people out there who already know. But what was that defining moment that triggered you to, I suppose, to take the next step? You know, the next jump.
Because I was getting nowhere, and nothing in my life was working. Nothing. You know, in every area of my life, it was basically stuffed, I would say. So nothing was working, and I just kept on saying, there must be more, there must be more, there must be an answer for me. I can't believe that, you know, I'm still stuck here after all this time of researching and learning and going to all these programs. And the turning point for me was learning to work with energy. That was the turning point. Once I started working with energy and not my conscious mind, it all started to change, and everything started to fall down and fall into place, and it just got better over time. But it was working with energy. That was the turning point.
Yeah.
That was like your domino effect.
It was like the domino effect. That's exactly correct. Yep. Yeah. Because it takes that old energy actually out of your energy field, which is what the problem is for most of us. We don't even know we've got it, but we've still got beliefs that we're unacceptable, that we're not enough, that we don't deserve. Why would anyone buy from me? That's in our field, and we don't even know it's there. So when you start working with energy, it just takes that right out of your field. So it just...
That is so...
Yeah.
That is... I mean, I completely agree with that. And once you put it into action, you actually... Well, you don't really have to put it into action. Once you get into the... I call it like, you know, once you get into the grid, it starts with... Yeah.
Things start to flow a lot more for you. That's correct. Yeah. Doesn't mean you don't have to take any action. You do, but not as hard as your word. That's the point. It doesn't have to be hard.
Down there, we're not just going to sit down and go, oh, you know, it's going to rain things on us. No, it doesn't. You also have to be.
No.
But I think that's a misconception, because many people think that it should be that easy, and it isn't. Because of our...
Well, that's what the secret taught us. The secret taught us just to think positively. That's definitely enough. We have to change what's in our unconscious, and then we can create. Yeah.
Okay, Madonna. So there's up to $500 million a year spent on personal development products every single year, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So in your opinion, which part of personal development is truly dying a slow death?
Well, the big generic programs, the big ones where you go along and you learn the five pillars of success, right? And those type of things, you know, and you spend, and I've done this, $20,000, $30,000 on those programs, right? And I've taken all the steps and I've done exactly what they've said, because that's what I do, and yet I still didn't get the result. And I think a lot of people are finding that's the case now, that the steps don't work unless you change the inside.
Yes.
A lot of the personal development stuff relies on the steps. And it's annoying, you know? It's like, well, if it was that easy, everyone would do that. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's about you've got to become the person you need to become to do the things you need to do so that you can have what you want. But that is just glossed over quite often, because who we are is some of the experiences that we've already had in our field, and we have to clear those out, basically. Yeah.
And that is such a great point, and I love the fact that you mentioned those 5 pillars and things that, and the people who actually I suppose I like to call it as belting out these programs. I think they prey on people's, and that is the right, I think it's a strong word, but that is the right word. They prey on people's insecurity and give them a false sense of hope that it's going to get them where they want to. So it's all like advertising, but in reality it's like candy floss. There's nothing.
It is. And look, those sort of programs do work for about 5% of the population, because they don't really need to clear out a whole pile of stuff. You know, so for 5% of the population it works, but for the other 95 it doesn't work. And yeah, they know that, so all they do is change the wording year after year, change the steps, change this, and bring out this new program, but they're essentially the same. They don't get deep enough to what affects most of us.
The word that you mentioned before is the word that matters the most, and it's energy.
Energy, yes.
When I first met you, there was something that really struck me, was your no-nonsense.
That's what strikes a lot of people, and they don't like it.
Oh, and that's fine for them if they don't like it. Personally, I find it a breath of fresh air, because I have done it. I've done it all, with spending the money, with buying the programs, with all things, and came up short big time.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, it's a good learning experience, isn't it?
Oh, massive experience. And I don't put anything down as rubbish by any means.
No.
But what I want to know is what you do. You've got 2 major programs that you work with clients, and I want to know how you change people's lives.
Okay, so basically what I do is, because of what I do, because we're dealing with personal stories, I'm still working one-to-one. I haven't really found a way yet to be able to work one-to-many. I'd love to be able to do that, but at the moment it seems that for me, I need to get inside where they're at, in a way, and figure out I know what their experiences have been, and then I just teach them muscle testing. So therefore we know exactly what the beliefs are, because people work on all these outside things like sabotage and all of these other things, bring yourself down and all that. And that's great, but you can go round and round in circles doing that forever. What you need to do is find the basic core beliefs. What's at the bottom level? Because it's like a house of cards then. If you start pulling out those basic beliefs, the core ones, everything else collapses. So there's only really less than a dozen, and they're things like, I'm not enough, I'm unacceptable, I'm bad, I don't deserve, or the ones about the world. The world life's a struggle, okay? Life doesn't work for me. So those big major ones, I find those, and I pull them out using an energy system thing called theta that I use, and then I teach people tapping so that they can then clear the neural pathways, around that, and very soon, within a couple of weeks, they've made major shifts in their consciousness, which means they can get different outcomes. So that's basically how it works.
I think that's a really good point. Those are really good tools that you teach people, and I completely agree that there are those trigger points that make people feel that they're not enough, and it's important to big points. And also, like, you know, we're constantly bombarded with that sort of information. If you look anywhere, we are made to feel that way, and the moment you kind of get into the system, that's when our self-beliefs, our core system beliefs are completely trashed, and we start becoming this person who does not have faith in themselves. And so I'm really, really pleased to hear that you find those, those key pointers.
And muscle testing takes the guesswork out of it. So that's how I know exactly what the beliefs are, because I teach the muscle testing.
No, I agree, because I know that I follow my own little, I call it my tool set, and I follow my own little tool set, and it works. It really does. And the more I come to find out of those avenues, there's different avenues, and the way you that's brilliant. The fact that you can help so many people is also very important, because people need to know these and become better at who they are, instead of doubting themselves.
Well, just be all of who they really are.
Absolutely. One question that I do have for you, what are your non-work habits that help you with your work-life balance? Because that's an important one for, small business.
Every morning before I even get out of bed, I get my mindset into the right place straight away. I'm constantly either doing tapping or affirmations or afformations, visualization, meditation, before my feet hit the floor, so that And quite often, when I wake up in the morning is the time that I often don't feel the best, to be honest. I don't know what happens when I'm dreaming or when I'm whatever, but quite often in the morning, that can be my worst time. But honestly, I do not get out of that bed until I'm back on a even keel or higher, because you start your day off right and you're going to have a better day for a start.
For sure.
So not the day goes by that I don't work it myself.
Madonna, you said affirmations and changed that to afformations. What's the difference for you?
Well, because when you say affirmations, after a while you say, oh, I'm now earning such and such a month or whatever, and your conscious mind goes, yeah, right. And it just becomes repetitious, and you don't really believe it anyway. But if you say, how can I earn such and such a month, your unconscious mind works for you instead of against you, and it goes in search of how. And very soon you get ideas. These ideas come to you, and you think, oh, yes, okay, I'm going to follow that. But when you say affirmations, because we've done them to death, once again, it's like they only work for a certain percent of the population, and those people who've already had quite a bit of success. But if you're starting out and you haven't used affirmations before, probably don't do it, because it can create more resistance, you see.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And affirmation opens up your unconscious mind to work for you as opposed to against you. So it's just turning what you want into a question, basically. Yeah.
I agree with that. I completely. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I think the word affirmation is so overblown, and it's so like oversaid that sometimes, and it works negatively instead of actually working positively.
Yes, it can work negatively for most people, actually. Yeah,
I believe that, because I think affirmations are good, but there are a lot of other things you can do which work equally well without just putting it straight on someone's face that, I am awesome, and if you may not be having an awesome day, and that's not really going to change your positive mindset.
No, it's not. No.
I have messed up. To acknowledge that you've messed up and then learn from that instead of just saying, I'm messed up, but I'm awesome. No, that's not going to work.
That's right. Yeah.
You can almost put affirmations as we know it in the personal development as we knew it box as well. It's better.
Well, up to a point you can. Yeah. Some people have had a lot of success with them, so I wouldn't, and also with personal development. But they just don't work for a lot of people. That's all. Yeah, because your conscious mind and your unconscious mind, you just don't believe it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just about that. And people have been encouraged to dream really big. Like I've been to these development workshops where they say, don't go for a small amount, go for $1 million a year. Well, if you're earning 20,000, your mind, it can't go from 10,000 to $1 million.
Yeah.
Your mind just won't accept that. So you're sabotaging yourself before you even begin.
Yeah.
I teach my mind, because I have two programs, like you said. One is I start with people where they're at from the beginning. Like, say, for example, they've had lots of crap happen in their life and lots of really bad things happen, and they're just not, things are not working for them. Just a place like I was at, in a way. But what I do is I take all that old stuff out in about 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, basically, and teach them how to rewire their brains so they can continue on the success path. And then I work with another group of people who've already had the success, some success, but they're stuck at a certain level. Yep. They just can't get past that because they're sort of, an upper limit's kicked in and they can't let themselves earn more than, say, $100,000 a year. I can show them, I can take that stuff out and let them earn a lot more. So they're basically the two programs that I work with now. But, there isn't really a set program. I don't put people through a set program because I don't like those generic programs, because every person who comes to me is totally different. Yeah. I start with where they're at, and I find what their beliefs are, and I just start pulling those out. And that's where I go. So,
and I've had a look on your website, Madonna, and there are testimonials galore from very, very high profile clients.
There's lots I haven't even put on. I know.
Yeah, no. Congratulations on your life's work, because
I love it. I could do this in my sleep.
And that's when we know we found our true destination for our life, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
No.
That's brilliant. That is so brilliant, because that's how I think, I personally believe that's how everyone should be. Like, doing something that they truly love, so they can do it.
I agree.
Now, Madonna, we've got a couple of minutes. Can I impose upon you to help our viewers to learn how to muscle test? Can we do that?
We could. System that I use, but what I want to say about this, muscle testing is an art, not a science, right? And you've got to ask the right questions in the right context. That's the secret of it. If people want to come and join my group, my Facebook group, they can ask me if this is a relevant question, and I can tell them, because if you're testing the wrong things, you're going to get the wrong answers, and then you're just wasting time. I invite people to ask, is this a relevant question? Is this the best question to ask? So this is what I do. I don't know if you'll be able to see me, but I do the standing up version, basically. And what that means, you can only get a yes or no answer. So we're really, like I would say, do I believe that have I got a belief that says I'm unacceptable? It's either yes or no, basically. So we want to set it up with our body first in a standing position. We do this and just move forward. This means yes. And when I move backwards like this means no. So then basically you start getting your body used to it first. So I would say, my name's Madonna, and I'm going to move forward. If I say my name's Andy, my body moves backwards. So that's basically how it works. It's pretty simple. But in the beginning, you'll think you're making it up. You won't believe it, and you'll think this is just crazy, and I don't know why I'm doing this, and I don't trust it. But the more you practice it, the better you get. And also what it does, it teaches you to trust in yourself, because you have got the answers, right? And so many of us don't believe that the thoughts we get or whatever are right, and we self-doubt. Once you start to learn muscle testing, the self-doubt sort of disappears, because you know you can go within and find the answer, okay? So but I would practice and go onto YouTube. There's quite a few good videos of the standing up version, and just practice it.
And what's the name of your group, Madonna, for those that...
It's called Rewire Your Brain for Success.
Beautiful.
And I ask people, if you want to have any questions, just come in there and ask me, and I'll give you the answers. You know, not everyone can afford to work with me, not everyone's ready to work with me, but I can help a lot of people in the group just by them asking questions, and then they can go and investigate themselves. So I love doing that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Madonna, for giving the name of your group. I'm definitely going to check it out.
Fantastic.
And, no, it'll be fun. I'm really always up for like finding out new things, and I know I haven't testing like you just mentioned. I'm sure Michelle has had a go at it. I suppose, like, obviously, you know, there are a lot of different techniques and things you can follow, but I'll definitely look you up. Thank you so much for being here today with us and sharing your pearls of wisdom, and also showing us a little trick on muscle testing.
Yeah, very basic it was, but it does actually work. I mean, all of kinesiology, all the different branches, it's all based on muscle testing. So
I don't doubt for once that it doesn't work. Here's the thing, like, you know, everything is in our mind. I am a strong believer of that, and it's because what you're showing, it might be like, you know, a little bit different from what people are used to. I think that's where the people
and that's exactly right.
Yeah, because, you know, like, for example, if it was something like brushing my teeth every morning, or for anyone else, then they'd be like, oh yeah, that's normal. But the moment we are something that they cannot see or physically touch, that's where I think the wall comes in, and people go, nah, that can't be right. But the truth, everything, like you mentioned before, everything is energy, everything is matter, everything, and it's how we direct the flow of it is what ultimately affects us. It's you know, every action will an opposite reaction. So, but in this case, we can't always see it physically or touch it, but it does work and it does happen. So I'm really glad you showed us this. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Madonna, are you able to give us 3 hot little takeaways for those that are really ready to ramp up the results in their lives and make some big changes fast?
Okay, yes, I am. I can. If you have heard of the theta brainwave, okay, now you can go onto YouTube and just get some free music on there. If you put yourself in the theta brainwave, in that brainwave, this is where I do my clearing work, you know, and to be honest, I don't have any special skills. I tell all my clients, you can do exactly as I do. And because it's true. I mean, I might have learned the technique, but the intention is the most important thing. If you set an intention, so that's number one. If you set an intention for something and you keep on asking, how can I make this intention work, you'll be given the guidance. Most people say things like, I'll give this a try, and they have a dabble and it doesn't work. Set the intention and then you'll be given the information, okay? The second thing is realise that when you're rewiring your brain, it takes time. That's why you can't go to a personal development course on a weekend and change your whole life. If you want to change something big, it takes 30 days, to be honest. You can stick it for 30 days. If you don't, forget it. That's the second one. And find out about the theta brainwave. That's the third one. Because in the theta brainwave, you can ask questions. You can get information. You can let go of old programming. There's so many things that you can do that you're only limited by your imagination. So set your intention. Realise that it takes 30 days to change something big. That's how you rewire your brain. And the third thing is because that can change your life.
That's brilliant.
Fantastic, Madonna. 3 very, very simple and very practical things that
anyone can do them.
Yeah, anyone can do it. And you know, do jump onto YouTube, viewers, and check out the theta brainwave. You can do subliminal stuff through your sleep, even if you want to start the process. There's so much that you can do that can really enhance your development exponentially.
And save yourself $20,000 or $30,000 on personal development.
Absolutely, that's for sure. So we are coming to the close of our session. So I would love to give each of you ladies the opportunity to let our viewers know where you can be found and how or why they would want to work with you. So if I may, I'll ask that first of Andy.
Sure. Thanks, Michelle. And thank you again, Madonna. We learned so much today. You can find me at 3 places. One is, of course, at EGU with Michelle. I hang out with her over there. The other place is at scruffydogstudio.com.au. That's where you can find more information about me and what I do and what my husband does over there. And also at my other group, which is called the Dreamers Collective, which is aimed at people who like to dream, who are spiritual, and they are a bit bold and not scared of, the usual routine stuff, and they like to do things differently. So those are the 3 places you can find me. And over to you, Madonna. Please tell us where we can find you.
Well, you can find me on Facebook. I'm quite open for friend requests, unlike some people. I like having new friends in different parts of the world. And it's not about selling to them. It's just about connecting. So just Madonna Robinson on Facebook. You can also connect with me in my group, as I said, Rewire Your Brain for Success, if you want to learn more about upper limits and all that sort of stuff. And how I have a one page one day that says empty your bucket, which means letting go of old stuff. There's a lot of different days in there where we can learn a lot of things. And also my website, which is just madonnarobinson.com.
Fantastic.
So I'm there.
So
I'd love you to connect with me, actually.
Fantastic. Madonna,
I'd love to join my group, actually.
It is a great group. I am a member of that group, and it's one of the ones that I can't miss out on. There's so much going on. There's always something exciting in there. As I am a member of yours too, Andy, at the Dreamers Collective.
Indeed.
Madonna, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure always to hang out with you. And of course, Andy, thank you very, very much.
And thank you, Wendy. Lovely to actually meet you. Like, I haven't actually met you before, but it's been
This is a fantastic initiative in the group that I run.
Great idea.
Entrepreneurs Globally Unite. It's a spiritual entrepreneur hangout with similar and like-minded people that come together to collaborate, to share, to grow. And if that's you, jump on over and join us at Entrepreneurs Globally Unite. Again, I am Michelle Reinhardt. I am the founder and your host today. And you'll find me at $1,000,000mindset.com. Anything and all to do with energy and mindset mastery, as well as home business specialist. And for now, the timer is going to go off, ladies. We have hit the half hour. thank you, and Madonna, for your time. Thank you to all you amazing viewers that have jumped in, that have joined and supported us, and that do continue to do so on the recordings. Love and light to all of you. Shine bright, because that's what you're here for. Goodbye.
We are.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye all.
Thanks, Michelle and Madonna. Have a lovely, lovely day, and thank you, everyone.
Bye.